Well, our profile this month is on that well-known greyhound artist, David French.
Well, David, can you tell me what or who you're working on at the moment?
Well, this is Westmead Harry, who was or is the Greyhound of the Year. And it's at stud in Ireland with Mike Ferris and is owned by Paul Hoffman, a businessman from Blackpool.
Yeah. Okay then. So how did you get to work on this? I mean, did you approach the owners or did you...
Yes, I
did they
did.
approach
Strangely
you?
enough, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
And he said that he had been wanting to contact me to do a painting, but he'd never had the opportunity to have a dog as good as this one. And of course, when Harry came along, that was it. So the problem was, the dog is in Ireland. And of course, I always like to go to see the dog as far as I can myself, but Mike Ferris took the photographs for me to work from out in Ireland, and Mr. Hoffman selected this particular pose, which is a sort of classical standing pose for a greyhound. And this is the first stage of just laying it out.
Right. If you had, when you start on this, how long would something like this usually take you?
About three to 4 weeks. And that's working every day, including Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah. And how did you get involved in this sort of work, painting greyhounds?
Sheer accident. I was teaching at a college at the time, and I was painting a racehorse for a businessman. And after I'd finished painting the racehorse, he said, "Oh, I've got some greyhounds." He said, "Can you paint one of those for me?" I said, "Well, I've never painted a greyhound before." So he said, "Well, I'd like you to do them because you've made a good job with the horse." So I said, "All right, fair enough." I said, "Where are they?" He said, "They're at Jeff de Mulder's." I said, "Who's Jeff de Mulder?" Because not being in the greyhound game, I wouldn't have known anybody in it, but Jeff was the champion trainer at the time. So I went down and we took the shots of a little bitch called Katie Toughnut. And when I'd finished the painting, I took it back to Jeff's. And he said, "Have you got your camera with you?" I said, "No." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I want that lot painted," and there were about 6 of them. And that basically was the start of it.
David, you said you were first involved with painting horses. Could you tell me some of the horses that you've painted?
Well, probably the most well-known one is Red Rum. I've done a number of pieces of work of Rummy. Other ones are Sugar, and currently the nation's favourite Desert Orchid. In fact, I've got another piece of work to do for the Desert Orchid fan club. I've done 2 pieces of work for them, including a limited edition. We're now doing a series of drawings for the Desert Orchid fan club members, and they seem to be going quite well.
Okay, David, so you've painted some pretty famous horses. Are there any famous greyhounds you've painted? Quite a few, I should have thought.
Yes, well, I've done the Derby winner since 1979, with the exception of the Irish Derby winners, Lartigue Note, Park Down Jet and Indian Joe. Although, strangely enough, 2 years after he won the Derby, I've now got Lartigue Note to do. So I do eventually get round to them, but all the major classic winners I like to do. But in my work, I like to portray the animal as proud and as alert as it can possibly be, because greyhounds are very proud animals, very alert. And I like to treat my paintings as pieces of furniture as opposed to just pictures. And it's also, when you're doing some of these top greyhounds, you are in fact recording a bit of history, which is nice to be associated with.
Well, we'll be keeping up to date with David's painting of Westmead Harry in the future editions of the Greyhound Month.